Hello, everyone. Good day, and welcome to another episode on the show, Behind the Scenes in Hell with Dr. Ron. Yes, my name is Dr. Ron, and I'm your host on this channel. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the podcast, all we do here is talk about healthcare, healthcare technologies, medical innovations, alternative careers to clinical medicine, and a whole lot more. We explore all the options available to those who are looking to pivot out of clinical medicine, how to go about it, where to look for them, the skill sets you need, and all of that. And we still talk about the beauty of remaining in clinical medicine because we understand not everybody wants to live or can live clinical medicine. If some of the things I just mentioned interest you, please subscribe so that when we push out new content on the channel, on the podcast, which is every Friday, you'll be in the know when we do that. And to our returning viewers, subscribers, thank you guys for sticking around and propagating the message out there. Today's topic is the remote jobs issue. So basically, I'm trying to focus on the health risk of remote jobs. When COVID-19 hit about 2 years plus now, it redefined a lot of things, which included the way of working. And prior to COVID-19, a large population of workers were used to the regular traditional office work. Basically, you wake up in the morning, you hop on the bus, or you drive your car, you enter that traffic, you head to the office. When you close, you still enter the same traffic and you're going back home. For those of us who live in Lagos, you can relate to the trauma of Lagos traffic. So COVID changed all of that. Due to lockdown, a lot of companies had to find innovative ways of working, keep their businesses running, and staff had to work from home. So it's not as if remote work is new, it just became very much amplified. And a lot of persons got very comfortable with remote job because it came with a lot of benefits, really. Talk about less stress because you're no longer commuting those long hours on the road. You don't have your bosses breathing down your neck. You're more in control of how you work in your home or in your comfort zone or whatever, really. And yes, so those are some of the beauties of remote working, but it also comes with its downside because everything that has an advantage also has its own baggage of disadvantages. So I just thought I should highlight some of the health risks so that if you are working remotely, you'll be more aware of them. If you're already suffering from some of them, you can figure out how to manage them effectively and also advise other people about them. So it's my top seven in no particular order, really. So the first one is TechNet. This used to be for our tech bros and tech sisters out there, but everybody is becoming tech now. A lot of people are on their desktop, on their laptop, on their iPads or tablets, or even their smartphones for hours on end. So what happens is you begin to stress the muscles of the neck, your back, and your shoulders because you're leaning forward for long periods of time. So automatically you start having neck spasms. That's the muscles of the neck. A lot of persons, they come to the clinic, they complain, doctor, I'm having headache, my neck is stiff, I'm having muscle spasm. And when you ask what's their occupation, it's either they're a programmer or a coder or a tester or tech related job, really. So those are the common symptoms, really. And in severe cases, it can even land some people in the hospital where probably have to give them some muscle relaxants and all of that. So a quick tip is to avoid sitting on your table or a laptop for a very prolonged period of time. If you do 30 minutes, take short breaks and come back, move your neck around occasionally. And yeah, this one is very important. You ensure your workstation is well suited for you in terms of ergonomics, your um, what do you call it now? Your monitor is at the same eye level, your desk is comfortable, your chair is comfortable for you. So that helps reduce the issue around tech neck. Then the next on the list is back pain, which usually arises from conditions like using a very bad chair and table, or you see people occasionally slouching on the sofa and using their laptop and all of that. So That's not really advised because in the long term you come down with back pain and you land in the hospital, right? Another health risk of remote job is the risk of developing conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes due to the sedentary nature of the job. Because remote job means you're sitting in a place for a very long period of time without moving, you're focused, maybe you're programming, you're typing, and you forget what's happening. So that puts you at the risk of some of these illnesses I've mentioned. So it's advisable to take breaks too. Like I said before, don't sit for very long hours. So you can even set reminders on your watch, your iWatch, or your Fitbit to prompt you to walk around often so that you break that sedentary nature of the work you're doing. Another top risk is the issue of isolation. So, isolation is real, it's a clear and present danger, really, because you're totally or partially cut off from the normal social interaction you typically have in the office space where you get to see people, you talk to them, you see their mannerism, what kind of clothes they're wearing, what perfumes, and all of that. The truth is, the social interaction in physical workplace is very different from what happens when you're on Zoom or you're on Teams or Google Meet or whatever platform you use for all of that. So isolation is real. So you have to make sure you're conscious of that and look for ways to break that or mitigate that issue of isolation. Typically, we advise for people to organize team hangouts. So once in a while, even those who work fully remote, you can do team hangouts. Go to a bar, go to a restaurant, go to a cafe. Chill out, go to a park or something. All of you gather, chit chat, play games, have a couple of drinks, and go home. And another way too is to constantly try to keep in touch with those ones, your loved ones around you. Actually, you keep in touch with them. Yeah, talk regularly. Really, it's just to be sure and aware of the dangers of isolation. Then have ways to work around it. Another top issue or health challenge that might come up with remote work is depression. So I think this is also closely tied to the isolation part because if you're isolated for long hours, the chances of being depressed is there because there's no little or no social interaction really. So the same method for tackling isolation, it's something you can also use to tackle depression. You go out more often, hang out with family and friends to break that cycle. Really, it doesn't work well. Then another one is burnout. Yes, because when you work from home, the line between it becomes difficult to stop unless you're very disciplined because I mean it's like you're home, so it looks as if you can keep working and working and working. A lot of people are not very conscious of that, so they just keep working, they lose track of time, and they're just working. Before you know it, you're burnt out really because of the inability to switch off when you should switch off. So the top tip or pro tip for that is it's good to have your own dedicated workspace in your house or wherever you stay. I mean, it doesn't really have to be an office per se. It could just be a little corner in the house. You stay there, you work there, you make sure if your work is 9 to 5, you try to program yourself, you tell yourself, okay, I'm in my office, and once it's 5 p.m., I have to go home, and you literally shut down because work never ends really. And if anything happens to you, the business is going to go on. So you need to take care of yourself. Then the last but not the least is eye strain. So this is usually a consequence of, you know, straining or looking at the screen for very long hours, which could damage the eyes and all of that. So top tip is to reduce the glare or the intensity of the light coming out of your screen or your laptop or your smartphone or whatever, reduce the intensity. So that helps too. Then some people, like I have the anti glare screen. So you could buy that and put on your monitor or your desktop, or you can even switch to dark screen mode. That also helps to reduce the amount of light coming into your eyes. And also, you don't want to be sitting too close to your laptop or your monitor, or holding your smartphones very close to your eyes. So that really helps. And if for any reason you feel you're having eye strain or eye challenges due to work related issues, I think it's good to go see the doctor, let them have your eyes checked out, and probably prescribe remedies or whatever to help you. Typically, for those who usually have eye strain, one of the common complaints they usually come with is headache, headache, headache. And some of them tell you they can't sleep at night because they're having headaches and all of that. And when you probe, you find out they work long hours on their screen, on their laptops, on their tabs, and all of that. So most times I just advise, always take breaks and, follow all the tips I just mentioned earlier on to avoid the intensity of light coming into your eyes on a daily basis. So those are my top 7 tips for the top 7 health risk of remote jobs. So if you're working remotely, I mean, now you should be more educated and enlightened on the issues around remote work and how to effectively manage them so that you don't come down with, more serious issues that could land you in the hospital and make you, spend money that you don't or you didn't budget to spend. So yes, so that's it for the top risk on today's show. So, and yes, that's all I have for you guys today on today's episode. So, you can always drop a comment in the comment sections. Tell me what you think. What's been your experience so far with remote jobs? We can learn from each other literally. So, drop your comments in the comment section. Until I come your way next week with another beautiful topic, stay safe out there, stay good, and stay healthy. Bye. And yes, that's all I have for you guys today on today's episode. So you can always drop a comment in the comment sections. Tell me what you think. What's been your experience so far with remote jobs? We can learn from each other literally. So drop your comments in the comment section. Until I come your way next week with another beautiful topic, stay safe out there, stay good, and stay healthy.